What's up? Today I'm going to talk about body fat and how it's inhibiting your connection to source, your connection to your intuition, which is your direct connection to God, to the universe, to the creator of all things, to everything that is, whatever word or terminology you want to use. I don't fucking care. I'm going to call it source because that just works for me. But again, you can fill in whatever word you want. But body fat, the more fat you have on your body, the less connected to source you are. It's just how it is. Body fat is an inflammatory. It is inflamed adipose tissue. It's too much adipose tissue. Adipose tissue is body fat. Body fat is a stored energy source for when you are not going to be fed. Your body taps into that stored energy source and converts it to energy. That's the only reason why we store body fat, okay, is to have stored energy for later. Is if we're not going to be fed and we're not going to be able to be fueled, the body has a reserve. That's what body fat is. It's a reserve. So when you have too much in reserve, your body is inflamed. When your body's inflamed, you're more likely to get sick, ailments, cancers, autoimmune disorders, dementia, diabetes, which is just inflammation. Again, all of these things, right? So your immune system is shot, your body's inflamed, you're more likely to get sick. But not only is your body more likely to get sick, you're also more numb. You're more disconnected to source. You're more disconnected to your intuition. Your intuition is your direct connection to source. Okay? The more body fat you have on your body, the more numb you are to that connection. The more numb you are to your true guidance, the true guidance system of the divine moving through you, speaking through you, sharing through you, healing through you, loving through you, and experiencing this human experience through you. That's what you are. You are a direct conduit of the divine having a human experience. Okay, so the more fat you have on your body, the more numb you are to feeling the divine connection of God moving through you to have this experience. Okay, so source is constantly communicating to you. It's constantly giving you insights like gut feelings and epiphanies and direct like experience. Like you're gonna have an idea come through. You're gonna feel a calling to go do a thing or speak to someone or share your truth and open up. Like that is part of our divine connection to source. Source is constantly trying to communicate through us. Like, have you ever had like you got into an elevator and you just or you met someone and you just felt a weird energy around that person? That's your intuition. That's your gut feeling. That's your connection to source communicating through you. Okay? That connection is numbed out the more body fat you have on your body. Look at any ancient spiritual teacher, philosopher, whatever. Okay? They are all lean. They all worked out, if that's just walking a bunch, but they usually did some type of resistance training. Even way back in the day, they did something, and they all ate minimally and fasted often. Okay, they fasted all the time because if you've ever fasted, which I'm a huge fan of fasting, I like to do. I do intermittent fasting almost every day, but it's really only about 12 hours. But then I do like a long 36-hour or 72-hour fast. I'll do a 36-hour fast probably once a month, but sometimes I'll do like a 3-day fast like once every 6 months or so. And if you've ever done this, you know what I'm talking about when you feel like you feel more connected. Okay, when you actually start to learn how to enjoy the benefits of fasting, you start to realize like all of your senses get enhanced. Your smell drastically enhances. My vision gets clearer. My hearing gets more fine tuned. Like my sense of like emotional well-being is more enhanced. Like I feel more connected to the energy around me. I feel more aware of the energy around me. I feel more aware of my thoughts. I feel more connected to my body. I feel more connected to the universe around me, the world around me when I'm fasting. Like it's a beautiful thing. There's many artists that talk about like they reach, like they have those epiphany, great creative sparks come through when they haven't eaten for days because they're allowing their body to tap into source. They're allowing their connection to source to strengthen to such a point that that source is now moving through them. Like I remember stories of Michael Jackson talking about waking up in the middle of the night at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and he would call his entire team up and be like, "Hey, we need to go down to the studio right now." And at first, like the new people on the team would be like, "What the fuck, dude? What? Why do we got to do this in the middle of the night?" And his answer was, because if I don't do it, Prince is going to create this song. He's going to be more famous than me, or he's going to get the credit for this, because he understood that what was coming through was a divine spark, a divine message from God, and it's trying to communicate through all of us. And he knew that just like him, Prince was connected to that divine, like which we all are. We're all connected to the divine. We're all connected to Christ consciousness. We're all connected to collective consciousness. And when you are when your vessel is clean and inflammation is down and your body is a strong, healthy conduit, that message can move through you. Okay? Body fat inhibits that connection. Body fat inhibits your connection to God. I don't care. I'm not trying to be super nice and I'm not trying to be super mean. I don't fucking give a shit. This is a very neutral message. The fact of the matter is, the more fat you have on your body, the less connected to source you are. Okay? So wake up to that. There's more to being healthy and fit than and getting lean than just the aesthetics of it. Especially, like, dude, I'll be honest. For me, dude, I haven't competed in bodybuilding in 6, 7 years. Like, I just don't. It's not about competing anymore. It hasn't been for a long time. It has been about my health. It has been about inflammation. It's been about nervous system regulation. It's been about keeping my body a strong conduit for source to move through me. Okay, that's what it's all about at this point. That's why I do health and fitness coaching, because it's not, I don't do just bodybuilding coaching anymore. To be honest with you, I barely do any bodybuilding coaching anymore. For me, it's mostly about helping people literally wake up to the fact that they are a divine spark of the divine, of source, and that when you do these specific practices and you heal the body and you create the body into an open vessel for source to move through you, now you're living in alignment with who you truly are and why you're here. And I love that. Like, I love that part. Like, it's awesome to get people into shape. I love getting people stronger. I love helping people wake up to like what they're capable of attaining. But like, that's just whatever at this point. I've been literally coaching and personal training since 2012, I think, or something like that. So it's been quite some time. Okay. So, and I've done that. I've changed people's physiques. I've gotten them lean, and I love that. Like, I love showing people, like, look what you're capable of when you create a healthy structure and you start working toward improving your body, and you get disciplined with your goals, and you get disciplined toward creating something you never thought was possible. Right. And I'm big on like helping people to realize like their self-sabotaging behaviors and addictive behaviors to inhibit them, that they inhibit themselves from reaching their goals. So it's like waking up to that, helping them to become new versions of themselves so that they can reach their goals. But then there's a point where it's not about the goal anymore. It's not about just being jacked. It's not about just making a bunch of money. It's not about just all of the external physical things and materialistic things. It's about waking up to who you truly are and then living in that, living in the presence, knowing that I am here as a spark of the divine, having a human experience to have the experience I'm having. Right? And so in the way to do that, the way to stay at that high elevated state of awareness, to remember who you truly are and why you're truly here, the vessel has to be healthy. The vessel has to be clean. The vessel has to be detoxed. The vessel has to be low inflammation. The more inflamed you are, the more dysregulated your nervous system is. When your nervous system is dysregulated, you are not connected to source. You're still connected to source, but you're not actually going to feel the connection. It's going to be numbed. It's going to be inhibited. So you have to keep the nervous system regulated. And one of the easiest ways is to stay lean and healthy. You have to do that. If you're fat, you're inflamed, your nervous system's not going to be regulated. There's so much between like helping people, like When you want to get super fucking lean, you've got to regulate your nervous system. Like if you want to get lean the right way, sure, you can take a bunch of fucking drugs and fucking numb out even more and force the body fat to come down. But then guess what? That inflammation is just going to move to other areas. It's going to move to your organs. It's going to move to your joints. It's going to move to your brain. And sure, maybe your body fat will be low, but the inflammation will still be there, still causing a ruckus on your nervous system, dysregulating your connection to source. Okay, so that's what I wanted to talk about. Know that there's more to health and fitness than just the aesthetics. And there's more to the spiritual side of life than just sitting in meditation all the damn time and or just doing the trauma work. It's like, yes, do all of it, but don't get lost in one aspect of it, right? Do the deep meditative work, do the trauma work, get to the root cause of your issues and your addictive behaviors and your self-sabotaging behaviors, and get to the root cause of why you keep emotionally reacting negatively to certain situations. Like, get to the root cause of those things, send love to that stuff, heal that stuff, do the deep inner work by all means, but also do the fit, like active move, like physical activities as well. Get in the gym, get strong, get powerful, gain as much muscle as you can on your body, because the more muscle you have on the body, the more regulated your nervous system is. The more muscle you have on the body, the stronger your immune system is, so you can fight off ailments and issues and cancers and all kinds of fucking shit. The more muscle you have on the body, the stronger your mind will be long term. And we have to be aware of our mind. We have to be above our mind. We have to be above the overthinking, analytical, reptilian brain. And the way to rise above that is to keep inflammation down, sit in morning meditation and presence every morning, and maybe even in the evening. Take moments throughout the day to do the same thing, to tap into your intuition, to tap into source, tap into that remembering of who you truly are and why you're here. And one of the easiest ways to do that is through fasting. Fasting, like I said, enhances your connection to source, enhances your intuition, enhances your connection to, creative ideas moving through you. Fast once a week, fast once a month, fast periodically. Learn to appreciate fasting so you can also learn to overcome the addictive need for food, because you don't need food. Yeah, you do need food, like at times, but you don't need food incessantly. And you definitely don't need negative habits of munching and grazing on fucking sweets and sugar and bullshit. Like, that makes you weak. That makes you soft. That makes you less connected to source. The more connected to source you are, the more in alignment you will live. The more conscious you are of every action you make and every decision you make and every thought you have. So you won't think addictive thoughts. You won't have addictive ideas or thoughts. When you're first becoming aware of your thoughts, those ideas and thoughts still come up, and then you rise above, and it's mind over matter at that point. And now you don't make those decisions. You don't have those thoughts anymore. You replace those thoughts with positive thoughts. You replace those thoughts with thoughts of the vision you want to have, the experience you want to have. You replace those thoughts with thoughts of gratitude in the present moment for just existing, right? But you can't do that when you're numbed out, fat, and inflamed. You just can't do it. So you have to get on a healthy diet to keep inflammation down and body fat down. Exercise to keep inflammation down and keep body fat down. Exercise to regulate your nervous system. Breath work to regulate your nervous system. Drinking enough water with electrolytes and minerals to regulate your nervous system and your fascia, because your fascia is where trauma is held. And if your fascia is bound up, you're holding on to trauma. And so what you want to do is you want to get enough mineralized water with all essential minerals so that your fascia can feel healthy and pliable and flexible. The more flexible your fascia is, the more connected to source you are. Like, all of these things are directly connected to source, and they're part of the spiritual journey. And so you can't just do the spiritual stuff and not the physical stuff. And you can't do just the physical stuff and not the spiritual stuff, because you can get in the best shape of your fucking life and it looks amazing in the mirror and you feel great in your clothes and all these things, but you're still going to feel disconnected. You're still going to feel not whole. You're still going to feel like you're not living at your highest capabilities. You're still going to be addicted to dopamine. You're still going to be chasing all these external things to give you worth and gratification and pleasure seeking and all these addictive things that make you worse off. So you want to do both. That's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for optimizing physically, mentally, and emotionally on every level. Like, how can I get better on every level? And also on the spiritual side of things. I want to remember who I am. I want to live in that remembering. I want to move in that remembering. I want to share in that remembering. I want to have a strong connection to Source as often as I can so that Source can move through me and share through me and create through me and build through me and love through me and experience this human experience through me. That's what I'm here for. If you're here for that, jump on. If you're not, move on. I don't care. Whatever. So that's my message on why it's not just important to keep your body fat low for aesthetic purposes, but it's also important to keep your body fat low for mental health, for emotional well-being, and for the spiritual journey. Okay? When your body's inflamed, your brain's going to be inflamed. You're going to have poor mental health. You're going to be lost in the sauce of chasing sugar highs and dopamine highs and all of these external pleasure seeking. You're going to have negative thought loops. You're never going to reach the level of thought awareness so that you can observe your thought. Like they say, the highest form of intelligence is the ability to observe one's thoughts, not to constantly be thinking. That's not a sign. That's not the highest form of intelligence. The highest form of intelligence is to rise above thought and observe them, and then choose the thoughts you want to have. So if you're constantly an overthinker and you're constantly having negative thought loops and putting yourself in a negative mental state, you're causing internal stress. You're causing a dysregulated nervous system. You're causing an imbalance that's going to cause more inflammation. It's going to cause hormonal dysregulation. That's going to cause more body fat, more inflammation, more chaos, more stress, all the things that actually lead to illness and ailments and disruption, right? So there's so much more about being lean than just looking lean and being pretty. But also, you're way more attractive lean. Like, that's just how it is. When you're fat and your face is puffy and you've got inflammation all over, you're uglier. It's true. I don't fucking care. It's true. Like, go look at anyone. Look at any photo of anybody. And look at them when they have 10, 15 pounds of fat in their face. Look at them when they're lean in their face. They all look better leaner. They all look younger leaner. They all look healthier leaner. You look better leaner. So it all works. Like, it all works to get, like, the goal is everyone should just be focused on keeping inflammation down, getting body fat down, and being as lean as you can while holding on to as much muscle as you can, getting stronger, getting better, and growing muscle and dropping body fat. That's it right there. But it's not an overnight thing. If you've been living an inflamed, fat, adipose tissued, fucking shitty existence, unconscious existence, eating shit, craving on sugar, fucking having unhealthy, self-sabotaging behaviors, chasing pleasure seeking constantly, and just like seeking external validation through all this other stuff for fucking decades, you're not just automatically going to fix things overnight. Okay? It's a process. Start working. Get a healthy nutrition plan. Get a healthy workout program. Get a daily morning practice that includes meditation and mindfulness. Get period phases throughout the day where you're tapping into Source, where you're tapping into the remembering of why you're here. Mindfulness moments to tap back in. Remember who you are. Work on connecting to your nervous system. Work on connecting to your emotional well-being. Work on elevating your state of awareness so you can choose new thoughts that are in alignment with who you want to be and what you want to do. It's a process. Surround yourself with other people on the same journey. Surround yourself with other people elevating themselves physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Like, it changes the game for you when you get into a community of like-minded people all trying to elevate physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It changes your entire outlook on life. You will look back in 6 months to a year and be like, I didn't even know who I was. You'll look back in 5, 10 years and be like, holy shit, what was I doing? Like, I wasn't even really living. What was my life like before I found this mission, this purpose, this type of connection with others, this type of like way of life that gives me something to work toward constantly. Like the needle is like, you're never going to reach perfect alignment, because the thing with spirituality, the thing with like actually living a healthy life is, it's like driving a boat. There's a current that's moving you all around, and you're just focusing on your North Star. You can't just set it at cruise control, set all the variables, and then go sit down. You've got to stay at the hull, and you've got to keep resetting the boat back toward the North Star, because the waves and the currents are trying to push you off track and move you off track. So this has to be a daily thing. You're on a daily basis, you're working toward realigning. Every day, realign, realign, realign. Every 10 minutes, every few minutes, every breath you take is realignment of breath, or it's an unconscious distracted breath. Which one is it? That's my message, 21 minutes in, on why it's important to keep body fat down for physical health, mental health, emotional well-being, and your spiritual journey. If this resonates with you, if this makes sense to you, if you like my message, comment below, share this with someone who would resonate with this, would appreciate this. If this sounds like a bunch of mumbo jumbo and you fucking hate it, you can comment below that too. I appreciate that. Either way, I hope you have a wonderful day. And until next time, peace.